My understanding is that corporations are really all about offloading their costs onto everyone else. And that seems to be the crux of the matter here. There is an option to run the pipeline underwater, but they want to run the pipeline across land and buy our homes because it's cheaper. So what can we do as individuals to push that cost back onto the corporation and make the underwater option the more attractive economically of the two? Is there some legal way we can do it? Is there some individual way we can do it? Short of lying down in front of a bulldozer. Personally, I would rather make sure the bulldozer doesn't work before I did that. But, you know, there's got to be a way of taking that cost, that benefit that they're pushing the risk and they're pushing the cost onto us, and pushing the cost back onto them, either by passing local laws or by getting those numbers moved. And what is that number exactly? How much more expensive is it? How far would that have to go in order to change the cost the ratio?
I don't know how much more expensive it is. I can tell you that I'm sure that they've already factored in the cost of paying off people if there are accidents, if things, you know, explode and they kill a few people.
But it doesn't sound like
they've already figured out, you know, we'll still make plenty of money if there's an accident in Jersey City.
But it doesn't sound like they're willing to buy all of our homes a priori, right? They're going to wait until something bad happens and then pay people off.
Well, but they do that. They think about that. They've already, you know, as they showed in the film, they go forward, they do what they have to do. If they poison somebody, if they give somebody cancer, they pay them off. They make them sign a non-disclosure, and it goes away. That problem goes away from them. We have to build our own pipeline. We have to build our own pipeline by calling our neighbors and our friends and asking them to send the letters, make the phone calls, because those roadblocks are the ones that are going to stop this ultimately. It's people speaking up, it's the governor recognizing that it's not just 50 people, it's not just 100 people, it's thousands of people in the city of Jersey City that are upset about this and demanding that he takes action. So you know, that's the best advice that I think I can give you, and I think it's the advice that everybody here at this table is. We've got to build our own pipeline. Pick up the phone, call your neighbor when you go home tonight, talk to the person when you're walking down the street, when you buy a cup of coffee tomorrow at the corner store and you pick up your paper, tell them what's going on, because a lot of people might not know what's happening. Tell them about the film that you saw. Tell them that maybe they can pick it up on Netflix. I don't know if HBO has it on demand. I think the film speaks for itself. I saw it.
In December, you'll be able to actually buy it yourself because it'll be released for general release in December.
I don't know how anybody in this city can watch that film and know that that's coming our way and sleep well after seeing it. So, you know, I think we have to get out, have that outreach in the community, and set up as many roadblocks as we can. And ultimately, if we set up enough roadblocks, maybe we'll be able to discourage them from building it the way that they want to build it.
I'll give you some information you can use when you make those calls to the governor's office. And this is information that's just been published this week, is in San Bruno, PG&E has announced several things. First, they've announced that they're going to move the entire pipeline out of San Bruno as a result of this unfortunate tragedy. They also said that they expect that this is going to cost them $1 billion, and that $500 million of that will be the cost of litigation going to people from suits, you know, of loss of life and family. And that, get this was what was amazing to me. Almost $500 million is actually going to go for the cost of transferring the actual metering and gas stations along the pipeline. So now, if that cost of $500 million, that gives you an idea of, you know, in the pricing structure of valuation of they're not wanting to take it underwater. You know, like I said, we have a program, and it's going to be information published on our site from a gentleman who is not very knowledgeable in the oil and gas industry and knows the bidding process that went on, and he may be able to give us some numbers that, you know, we realistically can put forth. But whatever those numbers are, I'm sure that Spectra has looked at them, and you know, they're they're saying, hey, you know, like, this is just like one town who's in opposition to us. We've got the other people who, even though they may have said no, they're against it, have not declared they're going to follow as interveners, because that's the important thing that a town has to do. So I think, in answer to your question, ultimately, is what can you do as an individual is exactly what we've all set up here, is to get on the phone to the governor, get him, asking him to intervene with the Attorney General, get on the phone to all of our representatives, state senators, congressmen, because the more they're actually hearing, they don't react to emails, and they don't react to even so much something like this. They react to somebody took the trouble to pick up the phone and call them, because that's unusual. And I've spoken to some of the people who record the calls in the office. If you're very clear why you're calling and what your objective is, that's going to get passed along, and then we get a chance to get them to be part of this process.